Welcome to the Business English Podcast. I'm Rob, here to help you communicate with confidence and clarity in the professional world. Imagine this: Charlie, a skilled professional from overseas, now working in the heart of London. Last week, during a crucial team brainstorming session, he had a groundbreaking idea that could skyrocket the company's success. He wanted to say, if we invested more in marketing, we could double our sales next quarter, but he hesitated. Uncertain of how to express it, he stumbled over his words. The moment passed, his idea remained unheard. Have you ever found yourself in Charlie's position, knowing exactly what you want to say, but struggling to express those critical what-if scenarios at work? What if you had the tools to articulate these ideas smoothly and confidently? How much more impact could you have in meetings, presentations, or even casual conversations with colleagues? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. In this episode, we'll unlock the power of the second conditional, a simple yet potent way to discuss hypothetical situations professionally. By the end, you'll be able to express your ideas effortlessly, sound more polished, and contribute meaningfully in any business setting. Ready to transform the way you communicate? Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Business English Podcast, helping professionals communicate more effectively, more confidently, and with impact. With your host, Rob, from Energetic English. Let's get down to business. Now, let's delve into why the second conditional is such a vital tool in business English. The second conditional is essential when it comes to discussing hypothetical situations, suggesting alternatives, or proposing solutions in a professional context. It's the structure that allows you to articulate what-if scenarios clearly and effectively. Take team meetings, for example. You might need to propose ideas that depend on certain conditions. You could say, if we extend the deadline, we could ensure higher quality. This not only presents a hypothetical situation, but also highlights the potential benefits. In negotiations, the second conditional becomes a powerful asset. It helps you suggest mutual advantages professionally. For instance, if you offered a discount, we might increase our order. This opens up possibilities that could be beneficial for both parties. Even in interviews, when discussing future goals or the impact you could make, the second conditional lets you express your thoughts compellingly. For example, if I join the team, I could bring fresh perspectives. This demonstrates your forward-thinking attitude and how you envision contributing. Mastering the second conditional enhances your ability to communicate complex ideas simply and persuasively. It equips you to navigate professional conversations with greater confidence, making your contributions more impactful. Understanding and effectively using the second conditional isn't just about grammar, it's about elevating your professional language skills. It's a key that unlocks the ability to express possibilities, strategies, and solutions that can drive success in your career. Now, let's explore how to form the second conditional, a powerful tool for discussing hypothetical situations professionally. The second conditional is built with two key components. First, we have the if clause, using the past simple tense. Second, we have the main clause using would followed by the base form of the verb. So, the structure is if plus past simple, then would plus base verb. For example, if I had more time, I would finish the report today. If I had more time, I would finish the report today. Here, had is the past simple of have, and would finish combines would with the base form of finish. Let's break it down further with some practical business examples. Example 1. If we allocated more resources, we would meet our target. If we allocated more resources, we would meet our target. Let's say it together, focusing on pronunciation and rhythm. If we allocated more resources, we would meet our target. Once more, if we allocated our resources, we would meet our target. This sentence suggests that meeting the target is possible if more resources are provided, a hypothetical situation dependent on a specific condition. Example 2. If they implemented our feedback, their product would improve. Repeat after me. If they implemented our feedback, their product would improve. And again. If they implemented our feedback, their product would improve. This conveys that the improvement of the product hinges on them applying the feedback, a polite and professional way to suggest a course of action. Example 3. If I had more data, I could make a stronger case. If I had more data, I could make a stronger case. Let's practice together. If I had more data, I could make a stronger case. One more time. If I had more data, I could make a stronger case. Notice that in this example, I've used could instead of would to indicate possibility. Could adds a layer of politeness and suggests that while something is possible, it's not guaranteed. By mastering this structure, you can confidently discuss potential outcomes and make persuasive arguments in a business setting. Here are some tips to keep in mind. Start with the if clause to set up the condition. Use the past simple tense in the if clause, even though we're talking about the present or future. Follow with would plus the base verb to express the result. Let's try creating a sentence together. Think of a situation at work where a change could lead to a positive outcome. For example, if our team received training on the new software, we would increase our productivity. Repeat after me. If our team received training on the new software, we would increase our productivity. And once more, if our team received training on the new software, we would increase our productivity. Practicing these structures will help you become more fluent and articulate when discussing possibilities and strategies at work. Remember, the key is to practice regularly. Try incorporating the second conditional into your daily conversations, emails, or presentations. The more you use it, the more natural it will become. Keep a list of phrases and sentences you find useful and revisit them often. Over time, you'll find that expressing hypothetical situations becomes second nature. Now, let's talk about some common errors people often make with this second conditional and how you can avoid them to communicate more effectively. First common error, mixing up tenses. A frequent mistake is using the wrong tense in the if clause. For example, saying, if I will have time, I would finish the project. This is incorrect, as we have seen. The proper form uses the past simple tense in the if clause and would plus the base verb in the main clause. So it should be, if I had time, I would finish the project. Remember, even though we're discussing a present or future hypothetical situation, we use the past simple tense after if. Second common error, overcomplicating sentences. In an attempt to sound professional, some people add too many details, which can confuse the listener. For instance, if we were to consider allocating additional resources to the project that we're currently working on, we might be able to potentially meet the targets that were set earlier. That's quite a mouthful. A clearer, more concise way to express this is, if we allocated more resources, we could meet our targets. By simplifying the sentence, your message becomes stronger and easier to understand. Tips for mastering the second conditional. Keep sentences concise. Simplicity enhances clarity. Focus on the main point you want to convey without unnecessary words. Use modal verbs like could and might for softer suggestions. These words can make your proposals sound more diplomatic. For example, if we launched earlier, we might capture more of the market. If they joined forces with us, we could achieve great things. Practice shadowing phrases to improve pronunciation and flow. Listen to native speakers, repeat what they say, and pay attention to the rhythm and intonation. Let's try some sentences together. Repeat after me. If we invested in new technology, we could increase efficiency. Once more. If we invested in new technology, we could increase efficiency. Here's another one. If I knew the client's preferences, I would tailor the proposal accordingly. And again, if I knew the client's preferences, I would tailor the proposal accordingly. Okay, avoiding traps. Be careful not to use will or would in the if clause of the second conditional. For example, it's incorrect to say, if he would study harder, he would pass the exam. Instead, use the past simple in the if clause. If he studied harder, he would pass the exam. And so here's a mini challenge for you. Think about a recent situation at work where a different action could have led to a better outcome. Try expressing it using the second conditional. For example, if we had a larger team, we could take on more projects. Take a moment to craft your own sentence. By regularly practicing these structures, you'll become more comfortable and precise in your language. Here's some final tips. Listen and learn. Pay attention to how native speakers use the second conditional in meetings, podcasts, or videos. Write it down. Practice writing sentences using the second conditional to reinforce your understanding. Speak up. Use these structures in your conversations at work. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become. Mastering the second conditional is a step toward more effective and professional communication. It allows you to discuss possibilities and hypotheticals with clarity and confidence. Keep practicing, and soon you'll find yourself using the second conditional effortlessly in your daily interactions. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've journeyed through the ins and outs of the second conditional, a powerful tool to express hypothetical ideas professionally. We've seen how Charlie's hesitation could be transformed into confident communication. By understanding the structure, if plus past simple, followed by would and the base verb, you can articulate what-if scenarios with ease. We've practiced key phrases, tackled common errors, and equipped you with tips to avoid pitfalls. Now you have the tools to make your ideas heard and make a real impact in your professional interactions. But don't let it stop here. Take 5 minutes today to practice the phrases we've covered. Try using the second conditional in your next meeting, email, or even casual conversation with a colleague. Remember, mastery comes with practice. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend or colleague who might benefit, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave us a review or reach out with your feedback. Thank you for joining me on the Business English Podcast. I'm Rob, here to help you communicate with confidence and clarity in the professional world. Until next time, keep pushing those boundaries and keep it strictly business. You have been listening to the Business English Podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and we'll see you next time.